So last night, Valtteri Bottas got pole for the Mexican Grand Prix and surprisingly beating not just the favourite Max Verstappen but also his teammate Lewis Hamilton in the same machinery, and providing a pretty impressive qualifying session. Bottas showing real pace and really impressive to get a pole position last night, and also Mercedes' first front row of the season as well around one of their worst tracks, you could say, which is really surprising. So a big turn up for the books last night in qualifying, and today we're going to try and beat Valtteri's pole time, which was a 1:15.8 if I'm not mistaken. I'll leave the lap time on screen right now along with the rest of the qualifying lap times, and yeah, we're going to try and smash it here today on Assetto Corsa. Again, as always, I'm not using F1 2021 because on that game I think you can do like 1:07s or 1:08s, which is much quicker than what the real life times are. And also for this one I'm using the Sim Dream development mod for the Assetto Corsa game. So I'll leave all the mods I use down below as always. If you have Assetto Corsa on PC, you can use them for yourselves. And yeah, we're going to jump into it. So if you guys like the sound of that, leave a like, subscribe for more, and let's see if we can beat Bottas's pole lap. Okay, let's jump into it and get things underway. Now then, let me address one thing very quickly straight off the bat. This version of Mexico is the only one that's half decent on Assetto Corsa, and it's not great. Most tracks on Assetto Corsa for these hot lap videos or these pole lap videos have been very good quality, but this one unfortunately isn't in that kind of bracket, let's say. So I do apologise, it's not going to be super accurate, but it should still provide us with a decent video because the lap times are actually pretty close and pretty accurate. So yeah, we'll just have to take it at face value. It is what it is. I can't do much about it. If the F1 game was a bit more accurate with lap times, then I think we could do it. Well, to be fair, the more I think about it, I think the F1 game is actually like 1:12, 1:13, but even then that's still like 2 to 3 seconds faster than real life. So the F1 game for these videos is usually relevant because that is the case. F1 2021 is always a couple of seconds faster. So yeah, I do apologise, but the whole point of the series is to beat the whole time, and it seems like Assetto Corsa is far more consistent at nailing the lap time every single time on every track. So yeah, with that little kind of ramble aside, let's jump into it and let's see if we can do a decent first lap. We are currently on a set of mediums, so they're not going to be the grippiest tyre, and we're going to see if we can do better. The fronts are completely frozen. As you can tell, we need the soft tyres on, but let's fire them up. Let's go for a lap here. We'll run a relatively low engine mode to start with. Wait for the DRS now. There we go. Now run down to turn 1. Where do we brake? Might try 51.5 bars for this one. On the anchor. 8 on the brakes. I haven't got a lot of temperature in the front, so I'm struggling to get the car turned in. That'll do though. Out of there. DRS open. Down towards turn 4. On the anchor again, a little bit hot into the corner. This mod isn't great with the braking. You mash the brake and nothing happens. I think that needs to be improved. Into the hairpin. Trying to fire the car through the slow speed stuff. And this is where the F1 game is a lot quicker. So in the low speed corners, the F1 game is so much quicker than real life, and also this mod and Assetto Corsa in general does a much better job of replicating the low speed stuff, hence why the lap times are a lot more accurate. Sector 2 in the books, into the baseball stadium. This corner is not really that accurate, but again the lap time's pretty in line, so I don't really mind. Through the hairpin, flicking it through the kink, and then into the final corner. Trying to work the tyres here. At the final corner we go. Across the line, 19.3. Okay, so we're quite a way off, to be fair. Okay, we can work on that. I mean, the soft tyres are going to go on straight away because these are terrible. So let's get the soft tyres on. Let's drop the fuel a bit, and hopefully the car should be quite a bit more agile. Okay, now this is going to get a bit more interesting because these tyres feel fantastic. This is going to give us the grip we need to really make a difference, especially on the front tyres, which we're going stone cold on the mediums. Now we've got the soft tyres on. This should be a lot quicker. The fuel also down from 45 litres to 15. Let's run a slightly higher engine mode this time to go with it. Right, wait for the DRS. There we go. Going to run 52 on the brake bars this time, as you can see. So this should help us brake a bit more on the front end. Turn 1. on the anchors, 4th gear this time, trying to get the car turned in. Over the curbs, a lot more aggressive this time. Opening DRS. Down towards turn 4. Trying to get the car slowed down. Braking still ain't great, but it's better with less fuel. Into the double apex hairpin. Oh, that's a bit wide. Gonna have to traction on the Astro there, which is not ideal. Into the S section. This is where the soft tyre should make a fair bit of difference. Not quite flat through that first one. Trying to carry the speed. That wasn't the best, but we found a lot of time though, somehow. Even though it didn't feel great. Final sector. Softs into the baseball stadium. This time getting the car slowed down beautifully into the hairpin there. That was nice. Using a bit of the Astro to widen the final corner. Short shifting out the final corner, bit of a drift. As we go across the line, 16-0 already. What a difference on the soft tyre, my god. That felt so much better. Right, well, we're not far off. Only a couple of tenths, so we can definitely beat this. Let's make the final adjustments on the setup. And this should be one of the easier ones to beat actually, which is quite a refreshing change to be honest. So yeah, let's go back to the pits and let's see how fast we can really go around here. Now admittedly there is quite a fair bit of lap time, you know, in that previous one. I think we can improve by about another second if I hook it up. So let's see if this lap is going to be the key. I've put on basically a bit more front and rear wing. So we're essentially replicating real life, running much higher downforce levels, almost like Monaco-esque. And that should do the trick for us. This time I'm also going to run motor on the MGUH, which is a bit more horsepower. So here we go then, at the final corner. Taking the wider line this time to maximise corner exit. And therefore straight line speed. Wait for the DRS. There we go. Right, let's see, down towards turn 1. Let's try and spot the braking. How late can we brake more like? That's a bit too late, but we're going to pull it back with the downforce. Car snapping on me then multiple times. And we're just a fraction down in the first sector, I think, as we go approach turn 4. Oh, struggling to get the car down on the brakes, man. Easy does it through here. That's not good though on the Astro. This is a scruffy lap, this one. Pretty much identical to my previous lap. We can now make up some lap time through here. Through the S section, using the downforce. This time we're flat. What about here? Yes, we are. We're flat the whole way through. There we go. That's where the downforce kicks in. Half a second up. Into the baseball stadium, getting the power down super early. Into the hairpin again, finding loads of speed. This is where the wings are kicking in, so we take a bit of pain in the first sector. But we're so much quicker as we try to get the power out the final corner, drifting through across the line. And it's a 14.9, 1.1 seconds up. And that will do it. I think that's the best we've got. What I'll do, I'll try and squeeze one more good lap out for you guys, and I'll make sure it's with just engine sound so you guys can enjoy it in its full capacity. So the next lap you'll see will be the best one. Now to go with that, you're probably wondering what the setup is. Now with these Sim Dream development cars, there's not a lot of work that goes into the setup because there's not any real setups out there, to be honest with you, and I don't really know how to do them because setups on Assetto Corsa are far more complex than any other game. So for me, all I change is the basics: the tyres, the fuel, the wings, and the brakes, and that's about it. So tyres, as you can see, I'm running the soft compound tyre with default pressures. Fuel 1 litre because I've got fuel consumption turned off, but the fuel effect, the actual car weight, does still affect the car, so you want to run it as low as possible. To go with that, I've also got the electronics. Right now in recovery mode, but I normally run full power except for Hotlap mode because that's not realistic anymore, as F1 of course banned the party mode last season. To go with that, I've also got the 16, 16, 23 on the wings, pretty much +2 on everything, and then finally it's going to be the brake bars on 52, and that is it. The rest of the setup is completely default. I've not changed a single thing. So yeah, there you go guys, that is your lot for today's video. Quite an easy one today. You know, sometimes we don't beat them, sometimes we beat them sometimes we just miss out, other times, and rarely it's happened, but this is one of those rare times that we've comfortably beaten the pole lap. So yeah, a bit of a circumstance. You know, I'd say the track wasn't ideal, but I couldn't do much about it. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video nonetheless, and the challenge. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more. I've got an entire playlist linked down below, guys, of this series, so go check it out if you haven't done so already. But with that said, thank you to the members, as always, for supporting the content. Finally, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them, and I'll see all of you in my next one. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.